joining me is a very hairy Mr. Paul Theron. It's growing.
Yes.
I'm hoping that there's going to be a resolution by the 2nd of August
Yeah,
for your
no.
sake, or else I'm going to...
The beard is going to get scragglier and scragglier.
We'll have to
but
do
I
some...
hear that the whole thing's busy being resolved
No,
now.
it's not being resolved now. Okay, so I've been watching intently.
Barack
to
Obama
see-
made a speech.
Barack Obama made a speech, basically I think to allay fears. He's been talking about a compromise that needs
So
to
you
be...
say there are different ways of solving
And
it.
he said he's ready to work through the weekend with the Republican-led House of Representatives. So we're hoping to see a resolution over the weekend.
You don't think he's telling them that if they don't get together and do something which is kind of within the rules, that he's going to go, extracurricular and do like a Section 14
14th
thing?
Amendment, yes.
I like the sound of that, huh?
I like that.
This is not in the national interest. Goodbye.
Well, I mean, essentially, this is what the message he was giving out today. He was saying it's not in the national interest. We need to know that if we lose the AAA rating, what it could actually do, not only to the US, but to the global economy as well. So, yes, martyrdom in a sense,
But I mean,
right?
as somebody pointed out, the symbol of the Republican Party is an elephant, and
Yeah.
the symbol of the Democratic Party is a donkey. So if you've got negotiations going on between an elephant and a donkey, it's not surprising you're battling to get a resolution.
Okay, but $2.2 trillion cutting down the deficit over 10 years. How does that make you feel, Paul?
Well, it's peanuts, isn't it? I mean,
Yes,
they
I'm glad you said that. I
have
just
a
wanted to
budget
see if you
of
found an
like
optimistic spin to
3
this.
or 4 trillion a year or something, so cutting a little bit over a long time. I think what they're all assuming is that economic growth and higher tax collections is going to be what really
Sorry,
solves
the
the
what?
problem.
The what growth? Economic growth.
Oh yes, no,
GDP
good.
numbers for the second quarter came out
Ah,
at
but
1.3%. So what economic growth are you alluding to, Paul?
Well, the economic growth that's coming in the future when Facebook is listed on the New York Stock Exchange and, all those good things happen. There's an investment strike going on, people need to cheer up and get on with it.
Okay, is there also a consumer strike going on? Because consumer sentiment is dismal. But yes, we had the claims of unemployment dropping below 400,000. I've got to give you that,
Yes.
which means stability in the jobs market.
So there's
it's
like
a key number.
another 12,000 people that can go to the shops this weekend. Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
Okay, so the GDP 1.3% does not concern you. Is this a soft patch?
Yeah, people obviously would prefer for growth to run at a steady 5%, every quarter until eternity. But, we're prone to this sort of economic cycles. Obviously, I'd prefer it if it was bouncing back to 5, but I'll settle for 1.3.
Could I say this, that you're not allowed to have a haircut until we see economic growth in
No,
US
that's
of above
asking too
3%?
Better luck
Obviously.
next quarter,
Okay,
that's what I can
so
say.
Anglo American versus BHP Billiton, and I think everyone was waiting with bated breath to see the dividend being brought up and increased, and that did not happen. So a bit of disappointment, but good numbers and a big focus on capex.
Now, I was looking at the share price chart of these two stocks over a long period, like 7-8 years, and they used to be kind of in line. Billiton did a little bit better in the boom times of 07 and 08. Then the crisis came and everybody, fell down. And Anglo went to a much lower level because they cut the dividend and they
The
proved...
balance sheet wasn't so healthy as it was. As what
but look, they're
BHP
much
was.
smaller. That's the first thing you have to notice. Anglo American much smaller than Billiton now, historically, because of the divergence and different corporate strategies. But I think Billiton's got many preferred advantages over Anglo. But then again, Anglo's not doing a bad job and the earnings have rebounded and, you've got to give it to them.
A little birdie told me that you're going to be watching the rugby in Benoni.
No, well...
Or is it snowing in Benoni that you're going to go see?
Apparently
or not
it's
watching the
snowing
rugby
in
in
Joburg.
Benoni?
I mean, snowing in Joburg. Who ever heard of that? Which reminds me of that wonderful old joke. I hope I'm not going to get fired for telling this one. Is that what is it that is similar between friends and snowflakes? It's not that each friend you have is special and unique. It's that if you pee on them, they disappear.
Thank you, Paul. That is so charming and pleasant for a Friday afternoon. Happy end of the month, by the way.
Have a fabulous
31st of
weekend.
July.